Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you so much, Rebecca and Bruno, for the space and for the introduction. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to give you some ideas that I hope that will be helpful for you, and hopefully you will end up this webinar with something actionable on your side. So welcome everyone. I just want to clarify that this webinar is for people that are interested in creating a sustainable and scalable business. Regardless if you don't have a business idea yet, or maybe you have an idea but don't have the clarity of the path ahead for making it profitable, or maybe you already have a business running but would like to make it more successful. So I would like to make this training a bit interactive. So I would like to get to know you a little better. So if you can type in the chat, in which stage of your business are you right now? Stage 1, you don't have a business idea yet. Maybe stage 2, you have an idea, but you don't have a clarity on how to start. Or maybe stage number 3, I would love to know. So type in the chat. Great, I see some number ones. Great, so you will find out your idea soon, I know. One. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Okay, so by the end of this webinar, you will know the 5 most common mistakes entrepreneurs make in their businesses, and then get some proven business strategies to what to do instead to make your business successful. So a lot of you guys are starting out, so it's great that you're here right now because you're going to learn how to avoid them before making them. So that's great. So here's what you learn. First, I want to show you the first thing you need to decide when starting a business, even before your product or your service. Then the only reason why a business should exist in the first place. Then why your target audience is not buying your product or service, maybe. Then why your sales could be still low, even your few clients, they say they love your product and they would recommend it. And finally, the main role of your website and how to use it in your favor to sell. So I also wanted to tell you that if you have any questions, please type them in the chat. I will try to answer them while I'm giving this presentation. And if we don't have enough time to do it while doing the presentation, we can have a small Q&A at the end. But feel free to ask questions in the chat, please. And I wanted also to let you know that I will be able to share the slides at the end, so don't worry of taking a lot of notes or anything. Okay, so a bit about myself, because of course you don't know me a lot. I am a business coach currently. I used to be a management consultant, and I have some experience in strategy, corporate finance, and NGO work. I worked in the NGO sector for 4 years, creating social impact projects, leading multiple teams, and interacting with a lot of nationalities as well. And it was a very nice experience. Mostly it like lighted up my fire to helping other people. It was a nice experience, but of course I was very young and I thought, okay, I've never tried the corporate world, so I decided to take the leap and moved to the corporate world, first joining a very big corporation called Unilever, maybe you know it. And I used to work there for developing different finance and marketing strategies. So it was nice to get to know how a big corporation works in terms of these processes. But I didn't want to spend my time selling soaps and shampoos, like my whole life doing this. So I thought management consulting would be a better fit. So I applied and I got the job. And here I was expecting to do a lot of like public policy work or maybe some pro bono cases to be in line with this impact, interest that I had. And it was a nice experience. I got to create a lot of projects in different industries, ranging from energy sector to banking, consumer products, and doing different types of projects as well, from organization, strategy, etc. It was very broad, interesting experience, but in the end, I couldn't do these pro bono cases that I was hoping for, or working with public policy, with the public sector. So as a matter of destiny, I had to move abroad, and I decided to start over my career and start this entrepreneurship journey, doing what I really love, that is helping other people create impact. And I thought capitalizing this business experience that I have to help other entrepreneurs to achieve higher income and higher impact through their businesses. So throughout this experience, I've seen a lot of businesses succeed and fail for different reasons. But I'm a little bit curious about, what do you think makes a business successful? So if you can type it in the chat, maybe you think it's having a great idea, or maybe having a great team, or maybe having good funding. If you guys want to let me know, like, what do you think creates a great business? I would love to know. What do you think? Do you think it's a great business plan, maybe? Well, I want to share with you, there you go. Great idea and development, team spirit and working together on the same plan. I agree with this. Any other ideas? Okay, so yeah, of course, a clear goal. I love this. This is good. A lot of these, of course, are necessary. I agree with you totally. But I just want to share with you that maybe some of you think maybe necessary, but maybe it's not, which is having a business degree, or having the perfect business plan, or getting a grant or outside funding. But clearly what you need is strategy, of course, know the basic principles that every successful business owner use, and also to avoid the mistakes that I will show you afterwards, of course. And I used the photo of this lady here. I don't know if you know her, but she's Sarah Blakely. She's the CEO of Spanx, a very successful company for women attire, mostly underwear. And she became a billionaire on her own. She didn't. She created her business with a couple of $1,000s that she had saved selling fax machines. And what gave her this success is it was because she was very strategic on how to position her product, where to sell it, and who to sell it for. She really found this sweet spot of what people needed and what she could offer. And also, she was very committed to her business. She made everything she could to make it a success. She traveled around the United States to look for retailers to sell her product. I mean, I think these two are the main reasons as a business can be successful. When you have a good strategy, but also when you have the commitment to get tangible results. So investing your time and your effort to making good results in a shorter time. So, okay, starting with the first idea that I want to share with you is what you need to decide before starting your business. So maybe if you're here, I know that you have an intention to start a business. So maybe you already have an idea of a product or service. Maybe you just know there's a problem you want to solve through creating a business. Or maybe you just want to be your own boss and get rich. You know, a lot of us start for this reason, and it's a good reason to start sometimes. But let me know if one of these reasons resonate with you. I mean, if you want to start your business because you want to solve a problem, or maybe because you have an idea, or maybe because you just want to create good real income and don't want to be an employee, let me know in the chat, 1, 2, or 3. And I'm also sharing a picture of this guy. He's Tom Bilio. He's also an entrepreneur, very successful one. And I suggest you to follow him because he's very interesting. He does a great, shares a lot of great content online. And he started his first business because he wanted to get rich. That's usually the story he tells. He wanted to get rich, so he said, okay, being an employee, I'm not gonna get rich, so I better start being an entrepreneur. And this was the first reason he used to get started. So it was a good thing in the beginning, but later on he felt that this reason was no longer serving him and that he wasn't happy enough just chasing the money. So in the end, he had to close his first company and then really think of why he wanted to start a business in the first place. And then he found out that he was very passionate about health and helping other people get healthier. So he found a Quest Nutrition. I don't know if you know this company, but it's a very big company that sells protein bars and healthy food. So he founded his company, and this drive and this purpose that he had to help other people get healthier pushed him through to make his business very successful. So this is a very common mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make when starting, is not having the clarity on what business you want and why you want it. So what do you want is the first thing to start. And first of all, I would like you to set clear objectives of which type of business you want in terms of business model, maybe size, location, lifestyle, and maybe other milestones. You don't have to have all the answers to the questions. But what I mean with this is to have a clarity on what to expect, or what are you striving for and starting your entrepreneurship journey. Um, and also this will help you to go further, of course, because it will be easier to figure out the steps to get there, but also it will be easier to make your goals work together. Because for example, if you want to make a very big company, $1 billion business, and you only want to have like a small number of employees and have a laptop lifestyle, of course it's not going to work. You have to make all of your goals work together. So having clarity on what do you want personally and for your business is a great start. And this also will help you a lot to save time and energy. So really ask you, what do you want to achieve with your business, and what do you want your business to achieve, maybe in 1, 3, and 5 years? And also, why do you want it? So I don't know if you guys have heard about Simon Sinek. He's very famous for this little drawing that I have here on the right side, which is the golden circle. And he has a very, very famous TED talk called Start with Why. And what he explains in his talk is how every successful idea, company, institution always communicates, acts, and always starts acting with why. And this is very important generally for entrepreneurs to really have clarity in the reasons of starting, but also in the purpose of their company. When you know which one is your purpose, then it's easier for you to commit and to stay engaged despite of the challenges you're facing. So I will urge you to start following this why, to start figuring out what motivates you to start the company and what will make you stay along the years and the obstacles. And it is also very strategic to have a compelling purpose, because if you have clarity on your purpose, then it's easier to communicate it with other people and to communicate it with your clients and to make a connection with them. And generally, people don't buy what you do, but they buy why you do it. People buy out of feelings and emotions, and then rationalize why they want to buy something. So when you have a purpose, it is easier to connect with clients, and also it is easier to attract and retain talent. If you want people working with you for your money, then they will work for you for a couple of years but leave you. But if they're working for what you believe in, then they will be much more committed and they will stay with you along the way. So also ask yourself, why are you starting this business, and have really compelling reasons for you, your market, and your team. And also ask yourself why you should start this business and what's its purpose. Okay, so any questions, please let me know in the chat. Okay, the next idea I want to share with you is the only reason why a business should exist. So we were speaking about reasons. So maybe you have some reasons right now why you want to start a business. And if you're here with a community of inner energy, I am sure you have really strong reasons to start your business. You want to change the world. You maybe want to help others, protect the environment. So if you resonate with any of these reasons, let me know in the chat. I would love to know. Or if you can share with me on one of your reasons, I would love to know. Number two, making an impact. Nice. Thank you, Henri. Number one, develop yourself. Nice. Nice. So I like that you resonate with these reasons. And I want to let you know that all these reasons are good to start and are good if they make you start. But I just want to share with you that there's one reason that really matters for your business if you want to make it sustainable. And this reason is to serve your customers. So a lot of us entrepreneurs, we get so excited maybe sometimes about our idea or a certain type of service we want to create or a certain type of business, but we forget that we are in business because we want to serve customers. So one mistake that is usually made by entrepreneurs is not knowing your ideal customer before even creating your product or service. So what I would suggest is first think about who you want to serve and what they need or what they desire, and then how you can help them with your product or service. Um, because you know what, when people feel that you care about them, when you care about their needs, their desires, their fears, and you create a product that or a service that goes around these needs, then they'll become your fans. They will follow you, they will repurchase, they will recommend you. And this is the best scenario for a business, of course. So, and what happens if you don't have clarity in who your ideal customer is, then you're going to attract customers that are not the ideal, who do not appreciate what you do, they don't value your service, they don't value your prices, and it's going to be a nightmare for you to serve those customers. You're not going to enjoy business. And also, when you don't have clarity on who your customer is, then all of your efforts of communication, product creation, ideation will be too generic and won't connect with a certain market, and they won't stand out from the competition. So remember that what makes people buy is feelings and emotions. And a way to connect with these feelings and emotions is getting to know who your customer is. Okay. So any questions on this, please type in the chat. So I want to share really quick with you a story about a client. She had been in business for 4 years, more or less. But she never realized that she had a clarity on who her ideal client was. So we started working together. She realized she needed to clarify who her customer was. And then she told me that when she could clarify this and when she had who her ideal customer in mind was, then it was much more effective for her to do her marketing. She could get more prospects, and she could even get more press. So it's very strategic also to know your ideal customer. Okay, so next idea is why your target audience is not buying your product or service. And here, I want you to imagine that maybe you created a great product that delivers a lot of value and that has great features or technology, but in the end, it's not selling. Why do you think is this? Why would you think, even though a product is great, is not selling? Uh, I want I want to let you know that it is very different to create a product you think your customer will buy than really knowing what your client needs and desires. Messaging and branding, exactly. Yeah, so the next mistake is offering products that people don't want to buy. So um, okay, we have a question here I want to solve before starting with this because it has to do with the ideal customer. We can deep dive in this at the end, but if it says, what if you have several potential ideal customers, and is it worth to be more specific, or can I keep all those? The idea is to be as specific as possible, because this way is going to be more attractive and it's going to be easier for you to position your brand in the marketplace. So the idea of having clarity of a specific segment doesn't mean that you will leave out the rest of the customers that could be interested in your business, but the other way around. There's no business that is good for everyone, you know. I think in general businesses have they identify the specific customers. So if you if you think about it, you cannot be the perfect product for everyone. You're going to be the perfect product for some people. So when you focus on these people, then these people can be very excited and can give, like, they can spread the word, and then other people that may not be in your specific client segmentation would also join um, and be your customers afterwards. So being specific in your ideal customer at the beginning will only make you more focused and more targeted, to have a better communication and a better positioning. Okay. So if there's further questions on this, I would love to answer them in afterwards in the Q&A. Okay, so moving on to the third mistake, which is offering products that people don't want to buy. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that make this mistake, and it's very common, of course, making products for customers instead of trying to find customers. Sorry, the other way around. Creating products first and then selling to customers instead of creating a product around a specific need of a customer. And it is very hard to sell products that you're not sure that there's a market for it. So it's very important that you ask yourself, what does your ideal customer need, and what's the ideal scenario for your ideal customer? And this way you can create not only a great product and service that will be, of course, valuable for them, but also how to you can deliver more value so you can be better positioned in your market. So a great way to do it is to validate your product and your service. And how would you do this? You have, I can give you these three strategies. Of course, there's a lot of strategies to validate a market, but something very simple is talking to your clients, talking to your customers, and asking them what are their needs, what are their frustrations, what do they desire, you know, and aligning all of these to your products and services. And also observing what else they buy. Maybe they are already purchasing something similar to you, but they have a pain point there that you can solve. Or maybe they have a specific need that is not yet being met, and you can help them with this. So really observe what else they buy, and also ask them to buy. This is the most effective feedback of to know if your product is going to be successful or not, is if people are interested in buying. So maybe not spending years and years developing the perfect product, but having an MVP, having a minimum viable product to offer to a specific market and seeing if they're interested to buy it is the perfect validation for your market. So a really quick example of this is Zappos, which I don't know if you know this company, but they're a shoe retailer online. And when they started the company, they were, instead of just creating a product and saying, okay, I'm going to sell shoes online, they really thought about what the customer needed. So they said, okay, if my customers are going to shop shoes online, they may be very scared of the shoes not fitting. So maybe this is a barrier for them to buy from me. So what they did is they created this business model where they would offered the delivery back and forth from their houses for free. So in a business sense, this idea wasn't very attractive because the cost of the back and forth delivery was very high. But the founder of the company really knew what the market was asking for. So he went for it, and the company ended up being very, very successful. And it was acquired by Amazon a couple of years ago. So really testing your market and really knowing what your client is um, willing to buy is very important as well. Okay, so if you have any questions, please type them in the chat about this. And moving forward, also imagine this scenario. Okay, we just talked about the clarity of your customer and the importance of creating products that they want to buy. So imagine you created this product and that it has great qualities, great functionalities, and also that your clients love it, they start buying it, and you start getting some sales. You see the profit, the benefit that your product is giving to your community, to your few customers, and then you say, well, okay, I'm going to look for more customers. I want my impact to grow. I want to have more customers, and you start creating all this investment in time and effort to doing cold calls and start offering your product to a lot of people. But in the end, your sales are not growing. Why do you think is this? I mean, if you have a good product and you have identified your customer, then why are your sales not growing? Maybe it's because you're not being strategic. So the mistake number 4 is thinking clients will come by themselves when you open business. So what do I mean by this is not marketing your products and services. So here I have the example of a company, which is Tom's. I think a lot of you may know it, or all of you may know it. It's a brand of shoes that when it started, they had this really great purpose of giving away a pair of shoes for every shoes purchased. And so they created this great product. It was kind of, cool shoes that fitted well. And also they had this great purpose. But what made this company successful was not the purpose per se, or was not the product. It was that they did really great marketing. So the 3 ladies that you see here, these are artists like Jessica Alba, Emma Stone. And what they did is they made a lot of influential people wear their shoes. So this way they became a trend. And then when they became a trend, everyone was wearing them and wanted to buy them, apart from how great they were and the purpose they had. So everything worked really well together. But, in the beginning, it was a really great marketing they used. So a lot of us have a misunderstanding or a misconception about marketing, that marketing is not good, that is deceiving. But honest marketing exists, and when it's done well, you don't even notice that this is marketing. For example, what Tom's did, we would never thought it was bad marketing, right? It was just sharing the purpose of giving away shoes for people that need it. So really, when you start your business, what you want to do is start marketing it since the beginning. So why you should do marketing? First of all, because it's very easy to be forgotten. We live in a world with a lot of companies, a lot of businesses, a lot of information. So if you want people to remember you and people to buy from you, then you have to be in front of them constantly. Also, you don't know when a prospect is going to be ready to buy. Maybe there's someone that is interested in you, in your brand, in your business, but it's not ready to buy from you. Maybe they don't have the complete information. Maybe they don't have the money yet. So it's important that you are constantly in front of them, because this way, when they are ready to buy from you, they won't forget you. And it is also very helpful to strengthen the relationship with your customers. So what I was speaking, that customers usually buy from feelings, buy from purpose. So when you're constantly sharing your purpose, your processes, what your product is about, it's a really nice way of connecting with people and creating this audience that is afterwards going to be followers, be your fans, and be the people that are going to promote your product, such as Tom's did. You know, they created this strong connection with an audience, and in the end, that's why they became so trendy. And it also has a snowball effect. So all of the marketing, maybe in the beginning, is not gonna give you a lot of sales, but all of the efforts build upon each other. So when you create marketing strategies, maybe starting from something very small, like giving away a product to an influencer like Tom's did, and then creating another strategy, another will bring you this positioning that your brand needs to be well known in the market, so that instead of you looking for customers, your customers start looking for you. Okay, and finally, we have the last mistake. If you have any questions, be sure to type them in the chat as well. So I would love to know, what do you think is the main role of your website? Do you think your website is to, I don't know, maybe share your information, share your brand style, your brand voice? Do you think is to connect with your customers? I would love to know, what do you think is the main role of your website? Okay. Give customer easy access to your product. Great. Yeah, so I want you to imagine this scenario to make it a little bit more clear. Imagine that you created this great offer that delivers a lot of value to your clients, and that your clients really like. Then you start creating some marketing strategies and start getting more traffic to your website because there's more people interested in your product or your service. Then all of these prospects, they go to your website and they start finding out a lot of you, a lot of information of your products, maybe some external links, maybe a lot of graphics. And in the end, they get a little confused. They don't find a way to buy you. They don't find a way to stay connected to you. And in the end, you lose the sale. So I think this is something very common that happens to a lot of businesses, which is not achieving the final role or the main role of the website, which is selling, which is supporting your marketing efforts. So I just want you to remember that the main role of your website is not to say a lot of information from you, but to be effective with your marketing efforts. So the mistake here is focusing on having a very pretty website instead of a high converting one. And I added this example here of Amazon, which we all know, most of us love. And if you think of Amazon, Amazon is not a pretty website at all. I mean, they don't have a nice style, nice graphics, nice colors. I mean, they don't focus on being pretty. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't focus on this, but they do have a really effective way of converting, of selling, and that's what makes them very successful. They have a really easy way of showing the product, the benefits, client experiences, and a very easy way to buy. So if you want to be in business and if you want your website to help you be in business, then the main role of your website is to generate sales and profits. And you have to be very clear on this. And but also you want to achieve these 4 main goals with your website, because this way it will support all of your marketing strategies. So first of all, connecting with your customers and connecting, maybe sharing the information that they want to know about you, maybe sharing about the purpose. Really ask yourself what you think your customers may want to know about you, and adding this to your webpage will be very valuable for them, so you can connect with them. And something very important as well is capturing names and emails. And this has to be like the second most important thing your website should do, apart from selling, which is capturing the names and emails of any prospects or from your customers. Because this is also a way that you can be or can stay in touch with prospects and customers apart from social media. because you don't know what will happen with social media, or you don't know what will happen with these algorithms that are changing all the time. But you own the connection with your clients and customers through email. So it is very strategic to start growing an email list and to start doing email marketing. Um, and your website can help you do this, of course. And also to build trust. So describing your products and services, the benefits of your products, as well as sharing valuable content with your audience is always going to help you build trust with them and help you decide when that they want to be clients for your business. And of course, finally, it should help you sell. It should be very easy for your customers to find how to buy and do it in a very easy way with very few steps, and with a very clear navigation, with a very clear buy button, because in the end is what you want your customers to do in your website. Okay. So just remember this, your website is your only sales agent working 24/7 for you. So you have to really take advantage of this. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. We just finished the first, the five most common mistakes. So I want to do a little recap. So first we talked about the mistake of not having clarity on what business you want and why you want it. Then not knowing who your ideal customer is. Then offering products that people don't want to buy. Mistake number 4 was thinking clients will come by themselves when you open business, or otherwise not marketing your products and services. And finally, focusing on having a pretty website instead of a high converting one. So these were the 5 mistakes. I would love to know in the chat which one was interesting for you, which one you didn't know was a mistake, or maybe which one you realized that you could be making. I would love to know if this resonates with you. Number 5, nice. Yeah, the website is so useful for businesses, so it's really good to important to focus a lot of effort in creating a very effective website. Yeah, website as well. Wow, nice. Okay, so what has been one of the most challenging parts for me personally becoming an entrepreneur? Okay, that's kind of different from what I expected. Well, I think what is most challenging is having clarity. And maybe it will resonate with you. But when you say, okay, you need to define what do you want and why do you want it, it's not easy. It's not easy to define this. A lot of people would say, well, maybe I want to start selling this kind of product or service. Maybe I would, help these kind of audiences. But it's very hard to define which business model you want to follow, which amount of revenue are you expecting for your first year, your second year, and it is very hard to have all of these specifics right away. But I really want to tell you that even though it's challenging, it's very useful, because when you have clarity, what really helps you out is not to get distracted. And entrepreneurs all the time, we get distracted with the bunch of opportunities we get along the way. When we want to start a business, we are looking for opportunities of creating an impact, but also creating money. So it's very easy to get distracted and not to have like a clear path ahead. So for me, it was this very challenging, but it was also very important to have clarity. So you know now the 5 mistakes, and you may be wondering, okay, what's next? What's next? I know that I shouldn't make these mistakes, but what else can I do? So what I would say is, of course, making small strategic changes in your business idea, or maybe in your processes if you already have a business. And also you need to decide right now that you want to commit to your business, you want to commit to your purpose, and start acting as soon as you can. because whether you decide to hire someone and to create and implement these strategies, or whether you want to learn to do them on your own, commitment is the first step to achieve the results that you're looking for. And well, I have to be very honest. Also, staying committed is very, very hard. As I was saying, it's very hard to learn what to do first, what to do next, learn how to create the strategies, learn how to implement them, and then be very focused without all of the distractions that we have in our daily lives. And mostly when you're starting out and maybe your business is not your first source of income, then you are all the time busy and distracted, and it's very hard to achieve results. So sometimes this happens and years pass and you start losing momentum, start losing motivation, or maybe just consider quitting or moving into another business. So I really would suggest that you find a ways to stay committed regardless of your circumstances. And I think you can approach it these two ways. The first one is to hire a business expert or hire an agency or a consultant that can help you out to create these strategies and implement them. Of course, this is like the high investment option. You have to invest very high amount of money, and most of the times is a one-time implementation. And results are not usually guaranteed, mostly for small businesses, because these experts are not only focused on your business, they have a wide range of clients, and it's harder to get results this way. And the other approach is learning yourself these principles and the strategies that will help you out in your journey. And of course, this will save you time, save you energy, save you money, and is something that will help you for life. I mean, you can implement it in whatever project idea you have um, right now or in the future, or you can teach it to people in your team to do it for you. And you will commit yourself to achieve the results, so it would be easier to have tangible results, as well as using strategies that are proving to give these results. And so finally, well, if you would like to help to learn the strategies, I would love to help you out. I would love to help you stay accountable and start acting on the strategies and teach you how to implement them. So if you're interested, I would love to join me to my Business Foundations beta program. I just really quick want to share with you what it is about. It is a 6-week group coaching program in which I teach you the main strategies of effective marketing and business, and also the new tools to digitalize your business. In each lesson, you get a set of activities where you can start implementing the strategies right away since day one. And it's done through video calls where I can answer all of your questions, maybe help you create some strategies and give you my point of view, which is very useful for entrepreneurs to bounce back ideas. And where you can be also learning from the fellow entrepreneurs that will join the program, and maybe they're in different stages of their entrepreneurship journey. So it would be very interesting to get to know them and to network with them. Here's one of my clients. Just want to share her experience really quick. She didn't have a lot of clarity in the path ahead. So she told me she was very excited when we worked together to really know the step by step that she had to follow to create her business and have processes and have clarity in her objectives. And she told me that this really helped her focus on what's more important in order to grow quicker and have concrete results. So the objective of the program is to give you clarity on positioning, target customer, business model, also to leverage the online tools you need to create this presence online and have paying customer audience, to increase your profitability and conversion. And also I like to pair it with teaching you the main skills an entrepreneur needs to be successful. But the main point is to show you the complete and distraction-free path to make your business successful. I have here the experience of other two clients where they share with me that they could also create they learned how to create standard operating procedures, which help them to ensure quality and diminish costs, and as well of realizing the purpose and the essence of their business and how to communicate it effectively with their clients so they could build trust with them. So these are the 6 lessons I teach. It's 2 main topics per lesson, and I pair it along with the skills that I think anyone needs in life, generally, but specifically in business, that are very helpful, such as setting clear objectives, managing your time, being a better leader, etc. So usually these programs are valued at $2,000 to $5,000, depending on the type of program, because it consists of a lot of content, a lot of activities, and a lot of follow-up and time invested. And of course, I'm not here because I want to charge you this. I'm here because I'm very interested in the ideas and the projects that you may have here as part of the community of Inner Energy. I'm very motivated about this. I really think you would have great ideas to change our world and to protect the environment and to create sustainable energy. So if you're interested, I would do a pre-launch offer. That's why it's called the beta program, because it's an offer before launching to full price only for you guys of Energy of 97 euros. And we will start in February 15, our new cohort, if you're interested. And I have also the option of 2 payments of 60 euros. So regardless if you want to work together or not, I would love to stay in touch. So here you have my details. I am very excited to be here, and I want to thank you so much for listening to me. I hope this information was valuable for you and that you would use it in your businesses, and that you will keep it with you. And I would love to stay in touch. So please, here are all my details. And I just want to finish saying that the world needs your talent and your ideas, and I would love to help you bring them to life together. So I'm open to questions right now, and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Estefania. I don't know if anyone has any questions in the meantime.
I would like just to ask, because I think many of the people here listening, like me as a student, and that are in the phase of the startups or maybe an idea, when you reach the validation phase, when you have already your prototype and you are testing it with some potential customers, what if you encounter quite some relevant feedback, and then you say, okay, I need to upgrade, or I need to change this, I need to develop something else, but I'm afraid that it would be a little bit more expensive, and then what if they don't want to buy it again? So it's like, and since you're in a startup, you don't know in which specifically things to invest or to spend money. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about this that would be very useful for the viewers here.
Of course, that's a really nice question. Thank you for asking. Well, I think validation is what you just said, is iterating and tweaking until your offer is attractive for your customer. So if you already have a lot of feedback from your customer, maybe this feedback will also inform you about price range. I don't think you should be afraid about prices, because in every market, there's always someone that is willing to buy something a little bit more expensive when they think the value is good for them. So what I mean is, generally businesses, there's business for everyone, and not only for cheap prices. So if your customer is really interested in the functionality of your product or your service, then they may be willing to pay a prime for it. So if you think that you have a good product or service that is going to suit their needs, but you need to tweak it to give a better service, I'm sorry about the light, then I mean, I wouldn't be afraid to raising the price.
Thank you very much for your answer. I think it's very useful.
Thanks to you. If you have any other questions, please let me know.
Also, perhaps what I was thinking is maybe the viewers are interested on knowing a little bit more about the program, how many stages are there, how many, like, if it's 1 hour, half an hour, how much time will they spend? Or how?
Thank you. Thank you for asking. Well, yeah, the idea here is to spend 2 hours a week per session. So what I said is only me talking about the content, the business strategies, the topics that I just showed. I will put them back just to be clear, which is each of the bullet points is each of the sessions, the topics that we will cover, which is clarity and profitability for the first one, then clients and positioning, the second one, website and communication, the third, audience and team, the fourth, finances and offer, fifth, and pricing and marketing, the sixth. So all of these topics will be covered on each session, and then each session has a management skill also teaching of how to set clear objectives, manage time, everything. So it's 2 hours per session, and then at the end of the session I share activities, documents with a set of activities that will help you implement the strategies. On the next session, we will comment on the activities to know if there's any questions or if there were any challenges defining the activities, and then give the content of the next session.
Great. Well, thank you both. Just also put a note on the chat if there is any additional questions. Feel free to drop them there. In the meantime, I just wanted to echo